Okay, here's a quick tutorial on how to clip out base maps using ArcGIS. Okay, what I've got here is a very simple track shapefile. This is about 50 acres, and I've zoomed into it. I've got a shapefile boundary right here that I've created in ArcMap, and I've loaded in a base map layer. This is the Bing Maps aerial layer, but it's pretty much the same thing as the ESRI base maps layer. It'll work the same way with it. Okay, and then I've also got a topo layer from the ESRI base maps. Okay, if you don't know where to get those, if you come up to the Add Data button in ArcMap and you go to Add Base Map, you've got quite a few options here, and you can choose any of these, like imagery or the topo layer here, and that's where the topo layer came from. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the aerial image back on, and what I want to do is I just want to clip out a piece of this aerial photo that's just enough to cover the shapefile boundary of the track, so it'll help me in the field with Solo Forest. I'll load this in as a base map on my handheld. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm zoomed in pretty tight here, and I'm going to try to make the window, the actual map window, a little bit smaller right here. So I'm just going to do that by dragging my table of contents over a little bit and resizing it. And the reason for this is I just want to minimize the extra overlap around my shapefile or around this property. Okay, so I think that did a pretty good job of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the shapefile layer. Okay, so now I'm ready just to clip out this piece of the image right here. Now the first thing I'm going to do before I do any clipping is I'm going to go to my view menu and I'm going to go to data frame properties, and I'm going to make sure that on the coordinate system tab I'm going to make sure that the coordinate system for this project is set up appropriately, because whatever I have set here for the coordinate system is going to be the coordinate system that the image gets output in. Okay, so I'm using NAD 1983 UTM zone 17, and for this particular track, that's the zone that it's in. Okay, your projects may vary. Just make sure you understand and make sure you've got your your ArcMap project set to the correct coordinate system datum and zone. Okay, so I'm going to OK out of there, and we'll just OK through that message. Okay, now when we're ready to export, I'm going to go to the File menu, and I'm going to come down to Export Map. Okay, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the folder on my computer where I want the clipped image to go. So if you'll just navigate to a folder that it's easy to find, your choice, or you can create a new folder if you click on that button right there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this the Smith track, and in the file name, and I'm going to make sure from the save as type, I want to make sure that I've got TIFF selected. That's a tag image format. That's the type of image that is one of the types of images that is supported in Solo as a base map. So I want to make sure I use that, and I also want to make sure that I've got my options selected here, and I'm going to check the box that says Write World File. Okay, once that's done, I'm just going to hit Save, and you'll see the progress down here at the very bottom went by pretty quick. So that image, that base map layer is stored. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the aerial. I'm going to turn on the topo. Do the same thing. I'm going to go to the File menu, Export Map. I'm going to choose, I'm going to adjust the name here. Instead of Smith track on this one, I'm going to call it Smith Topo. And making sure that it's a TIFF image, and making sure that I've got Write World File selected. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save right there, and I'm done. So whenever I bring up Windows Explorer, you'll see in the ArcMap tutorial folder, or a video tutorial, sorry, that I have these new files stored. Okay, this is a TIFF and a TFW. The TFW is the world file, and here's the Smith topo and the Smith topo TFW. Okay, so once I've got all of these selected, and all I did to select them is I clicked on, hold down the Control key on my keyboard. I'm going to grab all four of those. I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit Copy, and now I'm going to navigate to my handheld data recorder so I can copy these files over. So here's my handheld. I'm going to go click on the memory. I'm going to go to the My Documents folder, and I'm going to open up the Base Maps folder. And I'm just going to scroll down below any of the other items in the Base Map folder. I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit Paste. And I'm going to transfer those over. Okay. In the next step, we'll see how to load these base maps into Solo Forest as a base map layer. Okay, and while I'm at it, I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab the that shape file as well, right here. So this is a Smith track shape file. So I don't forget about that, I'm going to get the PRJ file, the DBF, and the SHX. Those are the critical four components of a shapefile that you need to have to use in a solo project: DBF, PRJ, SHP, SHX. Okay, so we're going to right click and copy those, and I'm going to put those back on the handheld as well. Go right there. My documents, I like to put them in the Basemaps folder. We'll paste them there, and we're done. We're ready to bring up the handheld and create a project. So that'll be in the next video.